Hey there, beautiful people. It's Dana bringing another daily dose. I believe that we were all created for relationships. First and foremost, it's the relationship with God that is the most important. And then I think out of that, everything else flows. I believe that we were not meant to be alone. So that doesn't have anything to do with whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, because some people do like to be alone. I'm actually both. I do like to be alone. I'm more of an introvert when it comes to refueling myself. I need quiet time and just time away from people. But I can also be an extrovert and somebody that enjoys being with people and can be very outgoing. But I'm talking about seasons of loneliness or being isolated. I don't think that we were ever meant to be alone by ourselves. We were created for community. We were created for relationships, to thrive in relationships. And we have lots of different kinds of relationships. We have relationships with our parents. We have relationships with our spouse, our children, our coworkers, and friends. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about a relationship with friends and what the scripture actually talks about when it comes to friendships. But before I do that, I was talking to somebody yesterday about having an encounter with some friends that they hadn't seen in many years. They were getting together, hadn't been together in many years, but they remembered a time where these friends were like best friends and they had everything in common. And when they got together with them, something was different. This person was feeling like these people hadn't really grown up. They're the same as they were when they were kids. And he just didn't feel like they connected anymore. It's not that there was anything wrong with the people. They were still great people. It wasn't that. It was just that he was at a different place in his life than where they were at. And they didn't seem like they had grown. They're still kind of the same people that they were when they were younger. So I believe God will bring people into our life for a moment, for a season, and sometimes for a lifetime. So when it comes to our friendships, there are seasons or times in our life where we're with somebody that we think, I can't imagine this person not being in my life. You're spending so much time with them. And then seasons go by and you move on and you look back and think, I don't know much about that person anymore, or we just don't connect anymore. And it's not that there's anything wrong with that person. It's just that we move on in life. That's that whole only a season thing. And then there's relationships that are toxic and you know that you need to move on from them and you stay in them because you don't want to be alone, or you stay in them because you don't know what to do. You don't want to be lonely. So those relationships have to move on. And then there's relationships that are in our life because God puts those relationships in our life to sharpen us, to build us, to make us better. So ultimately, the friendships that we surround ourselves with, they should be people that help us to be better versions of ourselves. So going back to the toxic person, I know when I was younger, I spent a lot of time with people that were toxic. Teenagers do this a lot. I did. I hung out with kids that were rebellious or did things that they shouldn't do, that I now look back that I kind of was ashamed of that I did behind my parents' back because I wanted to be accepted. They weren't good people for me and they weren't helping me be better. They actually were encouraging me to do things that were not good for me or good for my health or good for my family. But as we grow and we mature as adults, we don't put a whole lot of weight into our friendship relationships as much as we do our family. So again, there's different seasons and times for all of that. But in the friendships that we have as adults, outside of getting out of toxic relationships that are not good for you, the relationships that we have as adults, we should have relationships in our life that we are mentoring. We should have relationships of people that are of like mind and equally yoked, that we are challenging each other. And then we should have relationships of people in our life that are mentoring us. I believe that's the healthy way to do that. I think there should always be somebody that is farther down the road, not above you, but when I say that, further down on the road, where they can encourage you and equip you and maybe help you walk through something that you're going through. And then there's people that you're pouring into and you're building up because you've been down that road and they're walking through something. So it's the relationships that you are equally yoked with. They're in the same situation in life as you. Okay, now again, going back, there are times in my life where those people I thought were actually on the same path as me. And I look back now and we don't even talk. And again, it's not that I have any issues with them. I don't. It's just that we've moved on. You know, that season of life is over, that business opportunity or whatever it was that we were doing. It could have been a hobby. It could have been a course we were part of, a school that we were a part of. And we've moved on because that season of life is over. But the relationships that you have in your life that are currently going on should be the kind of relationships that help you be the very best version of you. So everything I bring on this channel comes from that place of, seeking out to be the very best version of yourself, because I think out of that, everything else flows. Now, the foundation of that I've shared lately, many of the videos, that comes from that knowing that you're loved by God. But that foundation of that, your relationship with God, knowing that you're loved, and everything else out of that overflows out of that. So it's that best version of yourself. I think that we should be giving the best version of ourselves to our family and our friends and everybody else, not the less than burnt out person that sometimes we do that. So bring that to special needs moms or moms in difficult circumstances. Okay. So those friendships that you surround yourself around during those seasons of life need to be the kind of friendships that are actually challenging you to be the very best version of yourself, not the kind of relationships that misery loves company. So look at your relationships in your life. Are you struggling because the people in your life are struggling? Are you thriving because the people in your life are thriving? Whoever you surround yourself by, they say the top 5 people that you spend the most amount of time with are going to be what you end up becoming. So if you want to be somebody that is thriving in all areas of your life, you need to be surrounding yourself by people that are also thriving in their life. If you are struggling in your life, look at the top 5 people that you spend time with. And it could be family members. And I'm not saying to get rid of family members in your life, but you might have to limit your time with them. Limit the amount of time that you spend in complaining and murmuring and talking about negative things. That all affects your ability to be able to show up as the best version. And I believe that in the world of special needs parenting or walking through an extreme circumstance, it is the utmost importance for us to be thriving in all areas of our life, because what we are walking through is very challenging. And if you are not thriving, then it gets the best of you, and then we're operating out of that stress and that depletion. So I want to read to you some scriptures, what the Bible talks about friendships. So the first one is Proverbs 27:17. And this is in the Amplified Version. It says, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens and influences another. Actually, I didn't even think about this one, but it's like poor company corrupts good character. There's a scripture that talks about that. Then in Proverbs 18:24, it says, one who has unreliable friends soon comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. John 15:13, greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friend. Ecclesiastes 4:9, 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. And then 1 Samuel 18:1, after David had finished talking with Saul, Jonathan became one in spirit with David, and he loved him as himself. Jonathan and David, that's one of the relationships in the Bible that was like the closest friendship that 2 people can have. I would say outside of a spousal relationship, a covenant relationship like that, David and Jonathan were that close to each other. I believe that's the friendship that lasts a lifetime. But I also believe that in the situation we're at and currently walking through our life, it's that iron that sharpens iron relationship the most important, the one that influences you. Who's influencing you in your life? What moms are you hanging around with? So if you're a special needs mom, or you're a mom walking through an extreme circumstance, who are you hanging out with? Who are you listening to? What are you tuning into online? Are you watching people, on social media that are complaining about their lives? Or are you looking to people that are showing you how to thrive in that difficult situation? So I believe that, the scriptures talk endlessly about friendships and how important relationships are. But in this specific topic that we're talking about today, the friendships that we've had in our life that we had to let go of because they just no longer serve us, or we've just moved on. And those are the seasons. And then making sure that the people that are in your life right now, the people that are sharpening you, and pray that God will bring those people into your life. If you are in a relationship with somebody that is not helping you be the best version, ask God to help you, I don't want to say end that relationship, but to be able to see clearly the steps that you need to do. Maybe you can still be friends, but not spend so much time together. And then ask God to bring those people for a lifetime that sharpen you, that challenge you. Those people that are godly, the people that are seeking after God with all their heart as well. And that's the kind of people that you want to surround yourself with. That will actually help you on your special needs mom journey. Going through an extreme circumstances, who you surround yourself with is going to be key in whether you're thriving in those circumstances. So again, it's okay that there are certain, friendships in your life that have, had to pass and go on. It's okay. That sometimes that's all that they were there for. And sometimes whatever you gain from that will help you for the rest of your life, but it's just not something that you can continue to have quality time with that person. And then there's those people that are in your life for a lifetime. And those are the ones that you want to make sure that are equally yoked with you and aligned with God's heart. So anyway, I just pray that this encourages you, and I pray that God will bless you abundantly with the right relationships in your life, whether it's family relationships or friendship relationships, and that they will help you to be the very best version of yourself. And the Creator of the universe loves you, and He created you for community, created you for relationship. And I love you, and I cannot wait for us to be back together again. So have an awesome day. Bye.